Welcome back to another episode. My name is Mike.
My name's Jalen.
Let's hop into it, guys. Today we're going to talk about the 5 characteristics of a top producing insurance agent.
Yes.
Let's hop into it right now. Number one, Jalen. This is the one that's really dear to my heart. This first one is really dear to my heart. This is the most important one.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I agree.
The first one being coachable. Jalen, why is it so important to be coachable as an agent?
Yeah, the reason why it's so important to be coachable is because at the end of the day, y'all, you guys got to understand that the results that you guys are looking for, there's somebody out there who's already achieved it.
Simple. Yeah.
If they already achieved it, if they have the exact formula and the instructions to help you get to the next level, you should take heed to exactly what they're teaching you because it's going to help you get there faster.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, they can get there without a coach, but it's going to take 5 times, even 10 times longer to be able to get there.
Because you're making mistakes that the coach already can tell you not to do.
Exactly.
There's a reason why people have sports. There's a coach, there's a mentor, and the coach has a playbook, and you run the playbook, and you score touchdowns or score basketball points, right? Yeah. So when me and Jalen were newer agents, we had a coach. And our coach was like, hey, Mike and Jalen, I need you to work leads in this area.
Yeah.
So we drove 2 hours away to work leads in an area because he said, hey, it's popping over there. He said, Mike, I need you guys to present this way to your clients.
Yeah.
We had a master presentation. Mike, I need you to dress like this, polo, dress pants, nice dress shoes. Mike, I want you to start listening to personal development. Every day to get your mind ready because this business is 90% mindset, 10% skill. So having a coach was great for me and Jalen in the beginning because it allowed us to have literally a blueprint of how to become top producing agents.
Exactly. And it's extremely important, guys, to make sure you find somebody that you can trust to help you out with that, right?
That's proven results.
That has proven results. Just like with your sales presentation, you got to make sure that the person that you trying to have be your coach, you got to have some level of dependency or trust in that person because the minute that trust is lost is the minute that you stop really thinking that their way of doing things is correct. So I'm going to highly suggest that when you're going out there finding a coach, finding a mentor, make sure someone that you can trust, who has your best interest at heart, who doesn't want to see you fail and only want to see you succeed.
And above that, guys, this is going to make you laugh, Jalen. This will make you laugh a lot. If you have a coach, listen to that person, him or she. Now, when your coach tells you to do something and you go on YouTube and watch Annie Elliott or whoever may be on YouTube, that's not your coach.
Right.
And your coach is not telling you to rebuttal to objections that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, YouTube is not your coach. Your coach is the person that you say, hey, I'm joining your agency, your team, your organization because you have proven results and I want to listen to you.
Yeah. Now, if your coach that brought you into the business is not helping you, then you can come over here, learn from us, right?
Exactly.
All right, what's the next one?
So next one, guys, is going to be work ethic. Work ethic. This one right here is very, very important because I do believe if you have a strong work ethic, you could pretty much work yourself into making a lot of sales in this business.
Yeah.
Like you can have the worst comp level, worst script, worst leads, but you have an extremely high work ethic. You can really do what we know someone that literally all he does is cold door knock houses just to make. So he goes to neighborhoods, knocks 100 or 200 houses a day.
No leads,
just to make sales.
Crazy. Yeah, and John Wetmore, shout out to John. He has a book that just came out. It says, "Do more, figure the rest out later."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And in the premise of this book, guys, is hey, the more you do up front, the better you're going to get over time because you're putting in more activity and work in at first. Guys, you're going to suck your first few months. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I always tell people that the agent who has the highest work ethic, the most work ethic, tends to be the best person for the business. I don't care how skillful you are, because your skill can only get you so far. Because if you're skillful and lazy, I promise you the person who has extreme high work ethic is going to make a lot more money in this business than the person who is skillful and don't do anything at all.
Yeah. So the beginning as an insurance agent, just know this, like, it's going to take a lot of hours. I call it ripping the Band-Aid off. Like, you might as well put in, honestly, guys, Jalen, right? 30, 40, 50, 60 hours your first couple weeks. It's not forever, but it's the first couple weeks it's to rip the Band-Aid off, get really, really good quicker.
Yeah.
Know all the different objections, know all the different underwriting scenarios, know all the different client scenarios you'll face as an agent. Because once you face all of it, you realize these clients are all the same.
Yeah.
And in the game, the presentation will slow down for you. Kind of how LeBron James now, he's doing it for so long, the game has slowed down for him. So you as an agent, you want to allow the game presentation to slow down for you. So therefore, only way to get better in anything you do in life is to do it over and over and over and over and over again until you master it. Now, as time goes on, Jalen, right, you won't be working 30, 40, 50, 60 hours a week because your skill set has gotten better,
right? And there's something called the 10,000 hour rule, right? What essentially means is that it takes 10,000 hours to master anything. Okay, which means that if it took you 10,000 hours to master something, that's accumulative to being 5 years total. Okay, which equals out to be 40 to 50 hours a week. Now, watch this, guys. I'm going to give you guys a secret that I used at the beginning of my sales career when I was full-time selling. Right now we have a beautiful agency that's growing, so I can't be on the phone as much or knocking as much, right? But I'm going to give you guys my exact formula on what I did to be able to get my 10,000 hours in a year and a half, okay? So I'm going to highly suggest this for you guys. If you want to be able to get your 10,000 hours in within a year and a half's time frame, the only way you can get better is through presenting, through presentations, okay? So here's how you do it. One, you for sure got to buy leads and you got to make sure you're getting in front of clients. But you're not going to get your 10,000 hours in just by doing it that way. If you do it that way, it can take you 5 years. But you can role play with your coach. You can role play with your team members, right? To get extra reps in to get better. You can also do something called the mirror technique where you look in the mirror and you're doing your presentation over and over and over and over and over again. Guys, at the beginning of this business, when I first got started, I would literally get a rebuttal, get an objection. I'll call my mentor and say, hey, what would you say here? And I will be meditating on that every single time when I'm driving in my car, when I'm in the shower. I'm just thinking about all the different scenarios that I went through. And I practiced it out by myself and with others, and I got really, really better, like really quick. So there's agents who come to me and say, Jalen, you know, you sound really great. Like when you do objections, and you hit people with rebuttals. Yes, it's because I've been practicing for over 5, 6 years, and now I'm able to do it, and it becomes second nature because I've been doing it for so long. So the question you should be asking your coach and mentor is, hey, not the question, what are you doing right now? But in year one, what did you do to actually get better? And I think that if you ask that question, a lot of opportunities will begin to open up for you and your perspective will start to change.
Absolutely. So number 3, discipline. Discipline. I heard a quote recently and said, discipline is doing what you say you're going to do the first place, but now you don't feel like doing it and you're still doing it. So discipline is doing what you told yourself you're going to do in the first place, but now maybe you hurt yourself. You don't feel too good today. Life is happening, but you're still going to do it.
Sounds like keeping the promises you made to yourself.
Literally. Literally. So follow through. Like, just follow through. Guys, me and Jim, we train a lot of agents, and like, now, we've heard some good reasons not to work on a day-to-day basis. And some of them, you know, I understand, life does happen.
Right.
But now, I do understand this. If you had a current 9-to-5 job, and the boss told you you had to come in today or we're gonna fire you.
You ain't got no sick time.
You got no sick time.
No
would
time
you
off.
go in? Or would you go and take your dog to the vet because it's Tuesday and your other spouse can't do it for you?
Yeah. Write this down, guys. If you're taking notes, you should be taking notes. If you treat your business like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby.
Yeah. Next.
If you treat it like you are working for yourself, it's going to reward you a lot.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's agents who come to us all the time and say, hey, Jalen, hey, Mike, I'm looking to make more money in my business. But then when I look at their schedule, there's no hours that were put in. But I ask them, I say, have you ever worked a job before?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I worked some jobs before. I say, okay, cool. How many hours were you working there every single week? About 40 hours a week. Okay, did you work any overtime? Yeah, okay. Got it. So when it comes to this business, for some reason, you decide not to treat yourself better than you treated yourself when you was working at a job. It doesn't really make any sense. You're helping somebody build their own business, but when it comes to building your own, you don't want to put in the same or even more activity to help you go out and get your desires and your dreams. Is backwards. So make sure you always follow through on the promises that you make to yourself, because I promise you guys, if you do not, you're going to start losing confidence in yourself and in the business and in the opportunity. And then eventually you will be out of the business just because you lied to yourself every single day about the things you said you were going to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's very important to let your loved one, your family know what you're doing as well. Like, beginning, I know Jalen was telling his mom and his brothers, like, hey, man, like, Monday through Friday from 10 until 8 p.m., my phone is not being able to be used. Like, you cannot call me asking me to go pick up the groceries. I am working. Like, letting your loved ones know your schedule. Let the people know, hey, I'm serious about this, and this is not a hobby to me. It's actually my career, and I cannot take time off to do things that are not making me money.
Exactly.
Now, you did join the business to make to have time freedom, but in the beginning, you need to realize, like we said before, you need to put in the hours in the beginning to allow that time freedom to start to happen eventually.
Yeah, and time freedom, guys, comes when you develop the skill where you can be able to knock out and accomplish all your goals that once took you 50 hours a week. Because now you develop the skill set, you can now accomplish it in 30, right? And I always tell people, commit to a routine. I always tell agents, hey, before you go into the new month, know exactly what is happening in your personal life and in your family life. Mark those days off on your calendar first. Like, if you know you're taking a trip and taking a vacation, or you know you got a school event coming up for your children, mark those days off on your calendar 30 days in advance. So now, rather than you saying you're going to work 30 days out of the month, now you cross off all the important dates before the month starts. And now it breaks down to say, okay, cool, I got 17 or 18 days to truly focus on my business and lock in. And now you just simply divide what your income goal is, divide that by how many working days you're going to have. And now you know exactly how much money or how many families you need to be able to assist on a day-to-day basis based off of your schedule that you committed to, right? And that's how you buy your time back, by committing to a routine and a schedule with your family first, and then being able to look at your calendar and say, okay, cool, I got all these working days to commit to my business.
And discipline, I love that. That's so good, Jalen. That was a good one. They wrote that one down.
I hope so.
They wrote that one down. Last thing is this, guys, goals. Discipline your goals. Like, if you know your goal is to make 10 grand a month, and now it's August 28th, and now you have 2 more days left in the month, you're like, man, I'm already at 8,000 in income. This is most of my money I ever made in my whole entire life. I'll hit it next month. That's where discipline has to kick in and let yourself know, I gotta put in the extra hours in later that month to make sure I hit my, like, make sure you commit to things you told yourself you're going to commit to in the beginning.
Absolutely. Indeed. Now, guys, the next one, solution-oriented, okay? Every single entrepreneur needs to be solution-oriented, okay? And what I mean by solution-oriented is meaning making no excuses for anything, okay? If you say you're going to do something, do it, right? If you commit to it, commit to it and keep the promises you made to yourself. Here's a big one. Figure it out. Okay?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no complaining, no excuses, just figure it out. As entrepreneurs, the reason why we get paid the big bucks is because it's our job to solve problems, our clients' problems. Watch this. The more problems you solve, the more money you make.
Facts.
But here's where the issue comes in.
Tell them.
We're so involved with trying to figure out how we're going to solve other people's problems, but we don't look in the mirror and try to solve our own. Like, we can't solve other people's problems before we try to figure out how we're going to solve our own, right? You know, the good word says, before you go and try to pull a beam out of somebody else's eye, you better pull it out your eye first, or both of y'all gonna end up in a ditch, right? So we gotta make sure that we're solution oriented. First figuring out what our problem is, and then being able to go out there and help other agents or help other clients figure out what their issue is as well.
And a great example of this, Jalen, is when we're both doing face-to-face early in our career. I remember, at least myself, I know you can relate to this. There's a few times my car broke down. Like I said, we were driving to Cincinnati, Ohio, 2 hours there, 2 hours back home. And my car broke down a few times.
Wow.
Now, Jalen, I could have been like, well, I'm going to do telesales. Or, hey, I'm going to not work today.
Right.
But I was like, hey, I got to figure it out. So I got a car rental from Hertz. Shout out to Hertz. We're not sponsored by them yet, but we will be here soon. I got a car rental, and I paid like $80 a day for 2 weeks straight to work face-to-face sales. Now, I knew myself, I was making about $500 to $1,000 a day in income at that time. $80 a day for a car rental is nothing.
Yeah.
But I figured it out. I got a car rental and still hit my goals.
Yeah.
All right, number 5, guys. The last one. Knowing your why. If you have a strong why, it will overcome any how. If you got a strong why, it will overcome any how-tos. Jim, why is a why so important?
Yeah, you got to have a compelling why. Like, at the end of the day, y'all, you know, I always was told that if your why doesn't make you cry, then the price of commitment will always be too high. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people have an issue with committing to their goals and their dreams and the things they desire to have, is because they really don't know what their why is, right?
Thanks.
I'm gonna even say this. Some people even think that their family is their why. But when it comes to the business and you ask somebody why are they looking to do it, and they say, oh, yes, my family. Okay, but then adversity comes up. But then for some reason we lose the resilient factor. Is your family really your why on why you're looking to do it? Because if it was your why, you will always aim to be solution oriented. You see, for me, I used to always think that my family was my reason and my why. And now they are, you know, but it's not the number one reason why I want to do things. You see, for me, guys, when I started really diving into the reason why I really want to be successful, it's simply because I just want to be a better example for my family. Right? I want to show them the way and help them be able to create success and help them increase their belief in their faith as well, to be able to go out there and do things that they truly want to do. Now, my mom, my dad, my brothers, those are all still my why and my reason. But the reason why I get up every single day is simply because I want to be a better example. You have to figure out what your why is, because there are going to be challenging moments in this business where you're not going to work, you're not going to get up, you're going to be having a little headache or a stomach ache, but you always got to be able to push through and keep going even when you don't feel like it and want to.
It has to be bigger than you. It has to be bigger than you. You got to also have a vision for yourself. Like me and Jalen, like it's a blessing to God and all praises to Him that we are here where we're at right now, because beginning, like, we did not think we'll be speaking on stages. We did not think we'll have an agency of over 400 agents. We did not think that we'll be having offers to buy an agency. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a compelling why and a vision we had for ourselves in the beginning, that we wanted to get to this level in our business, and now we're working towards it. And trust me, there's been times where the vision got blurry, but we still accelerated towards our goals.
Exactly. Well, guys, these are the 5 characteristics of a highly effective agent. If you want to see your sales increase, make sure to apply all these into your business, lock in, and when you do so, we'll see you at the top.